Chapter 20. The perfect relationship only found in the perfect world. In our pursuit of becoming better people and creating a world that reflects our deepest values, there is one crucial principle to uphold: the importance of distancing yourself from anything that perpetuates wrongdoing. This holds, especially within systems of influence, such as the world of science or other fields that may be tainted by corruption. To preserve your integrity and stay true to your higher purpose, you must sever ties with anything that conflicts with your ethical values. By doing so, you protect yourself from associations that could tarnish your character and compromise your mission. Making this choice wasn't easy. It meant letting go of so much: friends, love, career opportunities, education, and even material possessions. But in return, I found something far greater: a chance to rebuild my life on my terms. I was finally free to live in a world untouched by the wrongs and corruption I had rejected. A world where negative influences couldn't reach me unless I allowed them. In this new reality, the mistakes of my past no longer had power over me. I felt a sense of peace and fulfillment that had once seemed out of reach. The first step in creating this ideal world was to completely disconnect from the flawed systems that were holding me back. I knew I had to embrace this transformation fully, with absolute commitment. True personal growth, I realized, meant removing the negativity that had been poisoning my life. My mission wasn't just about improving myself, it was about inspiring others to do the same. By educating those around me on the importance of doing what's right and guiding them to sever their ties with wrongdoing, I could help build a better world for all of us. I soon learned that remaining entangled in harmful connections would only drag me into a cycle of negativity. It could pull me into situations of disgrace, where my name would become associated with corruption, crime, and moral decay. But by detaching myself from these systems, I began to make room for something far greater: a life rooted in legality, ethics, and values that aligned with my mission to create a perfect world. It was a world where people like me, those who embraced integrity and righteousness, could thrive. I reminded myself every day that my decision to stay away from the world of wrongdoing wasn't just about personal growth. It was about safeguarding my future. I always upgrade myself to do what was right and to be part of a community built on legal and ethical foundations. I knew that meant refusing to associate with any part of the world that harbored corruption or wrongdoing. This commitment was the key to keeping my record clean, my conscience clear, and my life free from the sins of the world. I knew there would be losses along the way: friends, loved ones, career prospects, and even my place in the world of science. But I also knew that what I stood to gain was far more valuable: a fresh start in a world that was free from the corrupt systems I had rejected. In this new world, the problems I once faced would no longer exist, unless others chose to let them. I would be free to live the life I had always dreamed of, one rooted in ethical values, purpose, and fulfillment. To reach the perfect world I envisioned, I had to let go of everything that no longer served my higher purpose. It wasn't just about changing my environment. It was about completely removing wrongdoing from my life, whether it was tied to personal relationships, my career, or the systems I had once been a part of. The road to this perfect world required me to clear my path of negative influences, creating space for a life aligned with my true mission. This journey wasn't just about self-improvement. It was about creating a ripple effect. As I continued to grow, I made it my goal to educate others on the importance of doing what's right and to encourage them to distance themselves from wrongdoing. The more people I inspired to embrace integrity, the more we could collectively build a better, more harmonious world. Staying connected to wrongdoing would have disastrous consequences. It would drag me into a world of disgrace and negativity, pulling me into situations of sin, where my life could become entangled with corruption, crime, and illegal activities. If I wanted to live a life of purpose, fulfillment, and peace, I knew I had to consciously choose to separate myself from these forces. In doing so, I was protecting my future and ensuring that my path would lead me to the perfect world I sought. This was the first step in creating my perfect life. Once I severed ties with the flawed systems that no longer served me, the next step was to build a world that aligned with my values, a legal, ethical world where I, along with like-minded individuals, could thrive. In this new world, I would be free to live authentically, pursue my mission, and connect with others who share my vision of a better, more perfect world. I understood now that the perfect relationships I was seeking wouldn't be found in the ordinary world. They would only exist in the perfect world I was creating, a world filled with people aligned with integrity, growth, and truth. As I continued on this journey, I trusted that the right relationships would come when I made space for them. Relationships based on shared values, mutual respect, and a commitment to building something greater than myself. By focusing on creating the perfect world, I realized I wasn't just improving my own life. I was laying the foundation for a brighter future for all who were ready to embrace it. And in that perfect world, I would find the perfect relationships, ones that elevate me, support my mission, and allow me to live in harmony with my highest self. 100% to have a good relationship in perfect world is the best choice. Letter to her. First letter, another life, before many lives. Before this life, from what I remember, when I give you the first letter, you come back in another 2 years, and we get married. I've known you for 3 years since you started working at the store. We didn't talk much, but I could tell something was going on with you. You talk to many customers, but when you see me, you get shy or seem a little different. Do you remember when I asked if you planned to quit your job soon? You said yes. I knew that because in another life, before this one, you already told me. Then I asked if you were taking online classes, and you said yes. You told me that too. Then I told you that you might quit your job for 2 years, take online classes, and end up in a role like accounting or bookkeeping. You might work at a doctor's office, so I thought you would become a nurse or a healthcare worker. That's what you told me. First, I just want to say goodbye before the time comes, in case you quit your job. Second, do you believe in future readings, gods, miracles, or superpowers? I'm someone who can remember things from past lives, meaning life after life, or life restarting. It's like when you play a game, and after you finish, you can restart from the beginning or from a save point. Yes, it's like that in that world. In another life, you were my wife. I took you to Disneyland when you were pregnant. I bought you a Mickey Mouse t-shirt for you to wear in 2 years when we go back to Disneyland. At that time, you believed I had the superpower to know the future. So you asked me if I could tell you about us having a child in another life. I said I might, if I saw that vision. And now I have. I'm letting you know, with this life letter. Third, in another life, I saw us marry, get old, and go to the mountains to watch the sunrise instead of the sunset, because we had watched too many sunsets. Fourth, watch out for your friends you already know. Clues, your parents ate a lot. You chose beef pho instead of chicken pho. You and I went to the beach to watch the sunset. You liked it. You are both Christian and Catholic. Let go of the mistakes to build a better future. I already threw the second letter into the trash can in front of the store in this life. The second letter belongs to the life after the first letter in a different life. I know if I didn't give you the letter, you wouldn't know who I am. You would just move on and meet your friends. But I threw that letter into the trash can in front of your store this time. I think a goodbye letter is not the best first impression to meet someone. Even though, because of that letter, you and I got to know each other and got married. Yes, it was a lifetime marriage. We lived together until we were gone. The house was in LA, but I had 5 wives in that life. You were the second. You were supposed to be the first, but you quit work, so I didn't have the chance to meet you right then. I never even talked to you in this life about your life yet, but I already know you from other lives. That's what's special about me. I remember things that you, and many others, can't or don't even know exist, like life restarting or another life. A letter that's been kept for years. After we were married in that past life, you kept the first letter I wrote to you as a reminder. I often wonder if you still think about it, or what it meant to you. Maybe it was a symbol of something greater we had, something we'll rediscover. Different lives, same people. You've shared that you're both Christian and Catholic. In our past life, we were married in a church. But this life feels different, doesn't it? I wonder, does that marriage still count? I'm not sure how it works in this life. Maybe you didn't want to talk about the afterlife or our connection from before. The future and moving forward. This time, I've chosen to keep the letter to myself, not as a goodbye, but as an introduction. Hello. Feels like a better start than a farewell, don't you think? Maybe you've moved on since I didn't share this with you sooner, but I believe it's important to let go of the past and move forward. We all make mistakes, but it's about learning and growing. Whether our paths cross again or not, I know our journeys will continue in their own way. I might have many partners, or none, in this life. I realize all this might sound strange, maybe even unbelievable. This life is a different chapter, but our connection, whether we remember it or not, is part of a much larger story. We can't let that stop us from living our best lives and making things right, one step at a time. Whether or not we meet again, I hope your journey is fulfilling and meaningful. And maybe, just maybe, our paths will cross once more. To live a better life and reduce your life problems, stay home more. Eat vegan food. Promise to be a good person. Keep yourself healthy and new until you marry. Never support wrongdoings, including those in the science world. The more you support it, the more you stay stuck in that world. Do not vote for war. Don't support a science world that causes sickness, addiction, pain, or crime. Be aware of how they try to control your mind, brainwash you, or lead you into wrongdoing. That's how they get you into sin and make you follow them. Your parents don't support you after you turn 19 if you go out with them, but if you go out with me, they do. Funny, right? I know it from another life. I know so many things about you from every life, but you don't know me yet. I know at least 7 lives we've shared together, friends, dating, or married. I think it's a good idea to not be overweight when first meeting you. I didn't plan to have a girlfriend on Earth, but then I got that vision. It showed me the other life. We dated in one life and married in another. It will help you become a good person and reach your perfect world sooner. This will also help billions of good people like you who promise to never support wrongdoings. If you ever commit such things, remember to correct yourself and do public service to repay your debt. Then you'll be fine and move on, just like everyone else. You weren't meant to go that way. You're a good person who was just led astray by others and the politics they use to manipulate lives, especially in the science world. The public is discovering this now, and they want to expose the wrongdoers. So good people should alert the authorities, embassies, news, and police. You are human? I'm from another, better world, like heaven. Can humans get along with heaven? The human mind is different from the mind of heaven. They think differently. I've changed since I started eating vegan food and stopped hanging out with certain people. I was affected by the human mind when I was young, but somehow I returned to a good, normal, right-thinking mind, like people from heaven. Not perfect yet, until I'm transferred to a better world. Awakened chapter, yes, it's a lifetime dream, or a matrix science game, in every life. In some lives, I became very rich. I had $400 million. In others, I wasn't rich. The rules and laws for good people's lives have already been legally reported to the world. We must warn others if someone tries to harm good lives. These laws protect us through helping, healing, and saving lives only. This is proof that I've already researched the legal data from another life vision to try to help your life in the present. I hope this life turns out better for you. This is a free sample of the real Minority Report X-ray on our marriage relationship in another life, maybe 2 or 3 lives ago. I'm not sure exactly, but I've lived through 20 lives already. This world is like the Matrix, or a real-life game, or an escape room in the science world. I want the children to live in a perfect world, not a science earth life full of pain, sickness, work, high school, and wrong influences. Maybe I'm not remembering everything from past lives, but I'm telling others that those lives are real. I've lived them, like playing games, experiencing marriage again and again. Each life counts until it ends, and then restarts. Every time I awaken and return to normal body weight, I return to the real world, and I never fall for those wrongdoings again. Other notes: your parents' work. I did not know it as your parent until the wedding day when they show up. Yes, I invited them go eat one in other life, but we did not marry in that life. Have many wives. Your parents eat a lot. You used to tell me that. This is a gift for you. When you ran out of shampoo, you used mine. You said it smelled good and you liked it. Test it again in this life and see why. Here's the name: Minixel Scalp Intensive Shampoo, Another Life. One Asian baby with chinky eyes. Another baby that looked like you. One life, you got pregnant, and I was gone. At least 3 more times, we dated in different lives. The story of 5 wives. List of dating experiences in other lives. Notice. What happened if the other life is different person and this life is different person? The spirit inside might be different person, or whatever you see in dream. It might not happen in reality. Researching chapter Restarting Lives and Dreaming Visions. This is my research on visions of past lives and how they connect to the present. In different lifetimes, we may or may not meet certain people. Not every life involves dating or marriage. Sometimes, we are just friends or never meet at all. The past and present may involve different people, and each life unfolds uniquely. Winning the good prizes from past lives. Follow my winning notes, and you can win prizes too. However, if you eat meat, engage in addictions, or associate with wrongdoers, you may not benefit from these insights. If you choose to remain in the science-driven world and support it, you will find that the things you desire keep running away from you. You won't get what you truly want until you choose to leave that world and move towards a better existence. Consider this. Why do abused animals never get what they like? Because wrongdoers take everything from them. These people will do anything to maintain control, including silencing others and running the world according to their flawed plans. If you decide to stay in that system, you will keep getting things you don't like because the right things belong to good people who do what is right. When you are ready to leave that world and seek a better one, money, love, homes, and happiness will come to you. However, once you see the truth, you may no longer even want those things because you understand that a better world exists. One where you and your family are free from hunger, thirst, sickness, and pain. My past life memories. In one past life, I was incredibly wealthy. I had $400 million, $200 million won from the lottery, and another $200 million from other sources. I also had 5 wives in that lifetime. How I lived. I did not eat meat. I did not engage in addictions. I helped others with my winning notes. I never supported wrongdoers or the flawed science-driven world. I started remembering my past lives in 2024. If you want to remember yours, I recommend doing good, avoiding wrongdoers, and eating vegan food. This will free your mind from the spells that control your life and thoughts, allowing you to become independent. Encounters in past lives. After we were married in that past life, you kept the first letter I wrote to you as a reminder. I often wonder if you still think about it or what it meant to you. Perhaps it symbolized something greater we had, something we'll rediscover. I didn't know you kept the first letter I gave to you until they entered the house. I had already told you they would go inside, put everything away, and yet, they just took the letter. I posted, "Nothing in the house, notice to the police already," when we traveled to Vietnam for a month. The cashier girl, her parents ate a lot. She was half Catholic, half Christian. We married in both churches in one lifetime. In 3 other lives, we dated, move in. I met her frequently because I shopped at her store often. Each life brought different circumstances. I don't seek to change wives. I am content with the same one. But every lifetime presents different partners and situations. How do you explain knowing someone's name, religion, and personality before meeting them? It proves the existence of past lives. She lived above 70, no sickness, weak and gone, tear in her eyes when the last time I try to give her soup because she cannot eat anymore. If you want to meet me in another life, ensure you are single and come alone. They will pretend to be friendly, but later, they will try to harm me to gain control over you. Be cautious of the kind of friends you bring along when meeting new people. Golden West College experience. After the cashier quit, I returned to school. I thought I met new friend at OCC, but later realized it was Golden West College. In this life, I attended Santa Ana College instead. Meeting Alan, or Elon, or Vian, she was half Chinese, half Vietnamese. We were friendly at first, then started dating. We married in one life, dated in two others, and met in two more. In one past life, I met her at Golden West College. At first, she wasn't sure about dating me, but after a month, she accepted. She liked sweet talk and attention. She lived above 60s, no sick, sleep and gone. Human girls in the science-driven world often prefer monogamy and struggle with the idea of multiple partners. The cashier come back. I told her that I already dating with someone else. I asking for both if they might. I have many wives. I am in school. I have no money at that time. Seen at the begin it's take month for both okay. While I dating too, I become rich, Kim and Emmy, Vietnamese sisters. They approached me. They seemed interested in me, but also aware of my wealth. Two other women approved of them joining me in marriage. Later, while handling finances, I met my fifth wife, completing the five-wife life. I lived a wealthy life and reached 120 years old. I bought the house in LA, about 5 rooms on the next floor, no grass in the front and back. I chose that house because I don't think we have time to take care of the grass. This is very funny. I marry secret window daughter in other life. She read my YouTube. She emailed me. We talk and we move in. She lets me marry many wives too. No breakup in that life. But away the secret window daughter read this part, so she surprised me. She looked for that house. She bought a house in LA, 5 rooms, no grass in the front or back as what I telling about the house this house in YouTube. She say she have something for me. Go with her. After I got there she show me the house. She asked me if that house is the house I live with my 5 wives in the other life. I say no. Wrong house, we laugh. And we move and live at that house after that. Good time. I will tell that life in the next Restarting Life stories. I got more than 100 of those restarting lives already.